2022 was undeniably a great one for LIV Golf as they snatched up some of the PGA Tour's finest talents. And just when everyone thought they were doomed to fail, the Saudi-sponsored series successfully concluded its first season. And when Augusta announced that they wouldn't be banning eligible LIV players from its 2023 edition, it seemed like the good news just wouldn't end. This news, however, will inevitably attract more golfers to the new league and has sparked rumors about which PGA Tour players might join the breakaway league and get on the payroll of the Saudi Arabia PIF. So the question on everybody's mind is, who are the new golfers joining LIV Golf next? With the following players showing renewed interest in the Rebel League, something fishy and shadowy seems to be going on in the PGA Tour that they definitely don't want you to find out. How about you stick around until the end to find out which player is fed up with the tour and is set to call it quits? You know what they say about being too popular to the extent that the media reads meaning to whatever step you take? Well, that's Matsuyama Hideki, whose withdrawal from the FEDex St. Jude's Championship got tongues wagging. According to the latest publications, the Japanese pro golfer is the latest name linked to transfer to the Saudi-backed league. Matsuyama was the focus of many rumors during the summer as he allegedly considered a sizable offer to ditch the PGA Tour. The 2021 Masters winner is still a tremendously powerful worldwide personality who won twice last season. But rumors about the Japanese golfer's potential departure grew more intense when he withdrew from the FedEx St. Jude's Championship. The 30-year-old would later explain his absence as being due to a neck injury. However, according to several publications, the suspicions were quickly dispelled with Matsuyama declaring his complete commitment to the PGA Tour. Matsuyama was reportedly torn between his legacy of being the first Japanese player from Japan to win a men's major and foregoing his established tour career, which according to the New York Post includes 8 wins, for a cash grab. The cash grab was offered by the divisive LIV series, and according to Dan Rappaport was within the range of $300 to $400 million. Matsuyama, however, shockingly declined it. He would later be courteous to his fellow LIV golfers when he stated that they needed to get OWGR rankings. Personally, I think the players should be able to get them, Matsuyama said while discussing the new series' struggle for the official World Golf Rankings.
However, there's a procedure that they have to follow too with the ranking points.
However, they have to comply with the accreditation standard. But do you think snatching Matsuyama would be a major coup for LIV Golf? Check out the next golfer on our list, who is the only Norwegian golfer actively participating on the PGA Tour. Viktor Hovland. Over the course of his career, the Norwegian has scored 3 PGA Tour victories and also currently rated within the top 10 of the official World Golf Rankings. It's not surprising that the Saudi-sponsored series would target a golfer like Hovland, given his active PGA Tour status and high official World Golf Rankings. Greg Norman has continuously tried to convince high-ranked golfers participating on the PGA Tour to transition to LIV in exchange for large signings, bonuses, and guaranteed money. And one of the reasons why LIV's golf transition might not be in Viktor Hovland's future is due to the fact that he's earned exempt status through the 2024-2025's PGA Tour season. He will also benefit greatly from the newly established elevated PGA Tour events, which offer large amounts of prize money compared to the other official events on tour. Now, aside from potential financial gains for a guy like Viktor, moving to LIV Golf may not benefit his career at this stage, especially given the bright future that he likely has in front of him. Several things would likely have to happen in the short term for the Norwegian to ditch the PGA Tour. The first requirement would be a major financial incentive to leave the PGA Tour for LIV Golf. While it is certainly possible, LIV Golf has been faced with a ton of other challenges in recent weeks, especially since losing its chief operating officer. The bad news headline was quickly placed into the rearview mirror though, so retrieving a player like Hovland may seem a bit dicey. Positive news came out shortly after about the eligibility of LIV Golf members being invited to the 2023 Masters tournament that is scheduled to take place in April at the Augusta National Golf Club. There's no doubt that this was major news for the Saudi-sponsored series. However, it could be a short-term game if Norman doesn't find a way to bring OWGR points to his golf league soon. These OWGR points are not easy to get implemented on the tour, as Victor himself stated in this interview.
I think it's right to give them an exemption to just get points overnight. They obviously have to follow the process, whatever.
With that being said, the possibility of LIV Golf making an offer to Victor is very likely because the Shark has maintained that the door is widely open for anyone who has a positive attitude toward his league in the future. From the looks of things, the Saudi-sponsored series still has its net cast for the next golfer on our list who happens to be America's golden boy. So up next is Rickie Fowler.
I mean, I'll be straightforward with you guys. I haven't necessarily made a decision one way or the other.
Fowler, who caught the attention of the golfing community when he rose to the top of the amateur rankings, is one of the top players on the PGA Tour. However, recently speculation suggesting that Fowler would join LIV has reappeared. The switch was initially reported by Sporting News, in which Fowler admitted to being in talks with LIV. I've been in discussions with them for quite some time, and it's something to think about. But is he ready to make an immediate switch? It may be the best move or decision for me at this moment, but I'm not too certain that I'll go there. In an interview with Adam Schupak of Golf Week, Fowler stated that the tour was where he planned to remain. He left the door open by saying things couldn't remain the same and be the best all the time. Fowler could give the offer another look soon as more players start to view LIV as a secure bet for the financial future. So far, being with the PGA Tour has meant keeping alternatives open. Fowler is presumably aware that going to LIV may be costly given the developing split between the two. He might not want to risk losing his significant influence on the tour. But the bottom line is he didn't exactly rule out the option of switching allegiances. It's just not the right time to make a move. So when could possibly be the right time? At least Fowler might be waiting for when the time is right, unlike the next golfer who believes shaking up the establishment can be pretty good. Jon Rahm. Despite Rahm's insistence that he has no plans to join the breakaway tour, speculations about his joining the likes of Phil Mickelson and Brooks Koepka at the Rebel Series remain rife. Rahm has never backed down from expressing his loyalty to the PGA Tour, but his disgust for the breakaway series might not match some of his fellow tour loyalists. But when Rahm opined that players on the PGA Tour should be grateful to the LIV golfers for the changes the tour implemented, the golf community started reading meanings to his statements. You would recall that the tour commissioner, Jay Monahan, announced that PGA Tour events would boast an average purse of $20 million. Maybe those changes wouldn't have happened if LIV wasn't in the picture, an excited Rahm said. So yeah, we should be thankful. Rahm also spoke about LIV golf players who sued the American circuit after switching allegiances. Even if the act didn't sit well with him, he obviously didn't condemn them as he felt they were adults.
With the PGA Tour, they chose to go join another tour knowing the consequences and then.
But even if LIV Golf succeeds in poaching players, Rahm believes there's always a hungrier future star willing to put in the work and make themselves known.
Future star coming that's willing to put in the work and make themselves know. Lack of talent. And
check out the next player on our list who really didn't have a hard time deciding which camp to pitch his tent. Sam Burns. Sam, who has seen his OWGR ranking and career earnings skyrocket over the last few months on the PGA Tour, doesn't seem too interested in the Rebel League. At some point, Sam's name was viciously flying through the rumor mill as speculations had it that he was well on his way to ditching the PGA Tour. But he would later reveal that they were just rumors. I support the PGA Tour 100%, and it wasn't a difficult decision for me, Burns said, pledging his loyalty to the tour.
I fully support the PGA Tour 100%. It was a pretty easy decision for me.
Well, Burns has his reasons. What about the next golfer?
It started my career. I got to know Greg really well, and just what he did for Australian golf was huge for us.
Jason Day. At the Palm Beach Post during the 2022 QBE shootout, Day spoke about a possible move to the Saudi-backed series. He didn't rule out the possibility of going, but not at the moment. But does it mean there won't be any more opportunities? Maybe in a year, I will feel differently, he mused. If Day makes a move, he could become the latest Australian pro golfer to ditch the PGA Tour for the Saudi-backed series. The former world number 1 also stated that he doesn't mind golfers switching to LIV Golf because there's quite a lot of cash on offer. So who do you think will accept the LIV offer and make the switch in the upcoming months? For more intriguing golf content, click this video showing on your screen right now.